In the heart of a war-torn country, there lived a young woman named Sarah. Her life had been irrevocably scarred by the relentless cruelty of the conflict that had raged around her. She had lost not just her family, but the very essence of what made her existence feel like life. Her home had been reduced to rubble, and any semblance of a normal, peaceful life was a distant memory. Yet, amidst the chaos and despair, Sarah clung to a dream that seemed as fragile as a wisp of smoke in a storm, to find a safe haven where she could rebuild her shattered world. Sarah's journey through this heart of darkness was nothing short of a descent into the depths of despair. Each day was an ominous dance with death, the symphony of gunfire and explosions a constant reminder of the peril that surrounded her. She navigated through the ruins of a once thriving city, where every street was a haunted memory, every building a monument to loss. The very air she breathed seemed to carry the weight of sorrow and despair, pressing down on her like an invisible hand. One fateful night, as she huddled in a makeshift shelter fashioned from the remnants of a shattered building, Sarah stumbled upon a tattered notebook. Its pages were filled with the dreams of a child, written before the war had torn everything apart. Drawings of a family, a home, and a world where laughter drowned out the sound of explosions filled the pages. This discovery ignited a spark within her, a spark of determination that would not let the war rob her of her dreams. The path to safety was treacherous, a journey through the very heart of darkness. She encountered hostile soldiers who saw her as nothing more than a pawn in their twisted game. She dodged collapsing buildings that threatened to bury her alive, and survived on meager rations that left her perpetually hungry. Along the way, she met others who, like her, clung to the hope of a better life. Together, they formed a makeshift family bound by their shared determination to defy the horrors of their reality. As Sarah and her newfound companions journeyed, they bore witness to unimaginable suffering. They saw children without parents, families torn apart by the cruelty of war, and the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of adversity. Each hardship carved a deeper resolve into their souls, a determination that, against all odds, they would survive and thrive once more. But the most harrowing trial was yet to come. A devastating storm, one born from the very chaos of war itself, descended upon the war-torn land. It unleashed a catastrophic flood that swept away their makeshift shelter, and with it, their precious supplies. Sarah's heart sank as she watched their dreams, already hanging by a thread, literally wash away in the relentless current. Desperation threatened to drown their spirits, but Sarah refused to surrender. With waterlogged clothes clinging to their shivering bodies, they sought refuge on higher ground, their stomachs gnawing with hunger. As the days turned into agonizing weeks, their strength waned, and their hope flickered like a dying ember in the merciless wind. One particularly bleak night, Sarah looked up at the sky, where the stars were obscured by dark, oppressive clouds. Tears welled in her eyes, and she whispered a promise to the heavens, her voice a fragile thread of determination. "I will not let this darkness consume us. I will find a way." And then, as if in direct response to her plea, a miraculous glimmer of light broke through the storm clouds. A distant, flickering light that beckoned them forward, like a siren's call of hope in the abyss of despair. With every ounce of strength, they forged ahead, following that fragile beacon, which seemed to burn with the intensity of 1,000 suns. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of suffering, they reached their destination, a refugee camp that offered shelter, food, and a chance to rebuild their shattered lives. Sarah had led her companions through the darkest of nights, and they had emerged on the other side, stronger and more resilient than they could have ever imagined. It was a moment of overwhelming emotion. Tears flowed freely, not just for the suffering they had endured, but for the unwavering determination that had carried them through. Sarah had faced an almost unimaginable series of difficulties, but she had never given up on her dream of finding a safe haven. She had shown that even in the bleakest of circumstances, the human spirit could shine brilliantly, casting out the shadows of despair and lighting the way toward a better future. Sarah's story became a symbol of hope for all those who heard it, a reminder that even amidst the darkest storms, the human spirit can find its way to the light. It was a testament to the power of resilience, the unwavering strength of the human spirit, and the belief that even in the most harrowing of times, there is always a flicker of light waiting to guide us toward a brighter, more hopeful tomorrow. Sarah's journey was a testament to the indomitable nature of the human spirit, proving that in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, hope could endure and dreams could be reborn. As they settled into the refugee camp, the stark contrast between their previous lives and this new reality was staggering. The camp, though far from luxurious, felt like a paradise compared to the war-torn wasteland they had left behind. Tents were neatly arranged in rows, and there was a semblance of order amidst the chaos of displacement. Sarah and her companions were assigned a small, weathered tent that they now called home. It was a far cry from the grandeur of the house she had grown up in, but it was a sanctuary nonetheless. They had clean water, regular meals, and medical care. For the first time in years, they could sleep without the constant fear of impending danger. Yet, even as they began to rebuild their lives, the scars of the past lingered. Sarah often woke in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat, reliving the horrors she had witnessed. Her companions, too, carried the weight of their traumas, evident in their haunted eyes and quiet moments of reflection. The refugee camp was a melting pot of stories, each person having survived their own harrowing journey to get there. Sarah, with her determination and resilience, became a source of inspiration for many. People came to her, seeking solace and guidance, and she willingly shared her story, not as a tale of personal triumph, but as a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. One of the people who sought Sarah out was a young boy named Ahmed. He couldn't have been more than 10 years old, yet his eyes held a wisdom far beyond his years. He had lost his family in the war and had been wandering alone for weeks before arriving at the camp. Sarah took him under her wing, becoming a surrogate sister and protector. Ahmed had a fervent curiosity and an insatiable desire to learn. Despite the chaos of their surroundings, Sarah made it her mission to ensure that he received an education. She scoured the camp for books and found a few kind-hearted teachers among the other refugees who were willing to volunteer their time. Under Sarah's guidance, Ahmed's eyes began to light up with the spark of knowledge. As the days turned into months, the refugee camp evolved. It became not just a place of survival, but a community where people supported each other emotionally and mentally. There were makeshift schools for the children, counseling sessions for those grappling with trauma, and even a small garden where colorful flowers bloomed amid the desolation. Sarah's dream, the one that had kept her going through the darkest of times, began to take shape. She envisioned a future where Ahmed and the other children would grow up in a world free from the horrors of war. She saw a community where laughter and camaraderie replaced the echoes of gunfire. However, life in a refugee camp was far from idyllic. There were still challenges to face. Food was often scarce, and they relied on aid organizations for their daily meals. The camp was overcrowded, and tensions occasionally flared, but the collective will to survive and build a better future kept them going. Through it all, Sarah remained the pillar of strength. Her determination never wavered, and she became a beacon of hope not just for Ahmed, but for everyone around her. Her story of resilience and survival spread far beyond the camp, inspiring people around the world to support refugees and work toward peace in their war-torn homelands. As the years passed, Sarah's dream continued to evolve. She recognized that true healing required more than just physical safety and nourishment. It required the mending of hearts and the rebuilding of shattered spirits. With the help of other like-minded individuals in the camp, she organized art therapy sessions, music gatherings, and communal storytelling circles. These activities allowed people to express their pain, their hopes, and their dreams. Through art, they painted the landscapes of their memories, both beautiful and haunting. Through music, they found solace in melodies that transcended language. Through storytelling, they shared their personal narratives, connecting with one another on a profound level. The transformation was remarkable. In the midst of the refugee camp's harsh conditions, a vibrant cultural tapestry began to emerge. People discovered hidden talents and passions they had never known they possessed. The camp echoed with the laughter of children at play and the joyous sounds of communal celebrations. Ahmed, who had once been a lost and traumatized child, now stood as a symbol of resilience himself. With Sarah's guidance, he had grown into a bright and compassionate young man. He had a talent for storytelling, and his tales of hope and survival resonated deeply with those who heard them. He, too, had become a source of inspiration for the camp's inhabitants. As the years went by, the international community's attention waned, and the camp faced its share of challenges. Resources became scarcer, and the future remained uncertain. Yet, Sarah and her makeshift family remained undeterred. They had faced far worse together, and they were determined to continue building their haven of hope. One day, a delegation from a humanitarian organization visited the camp. They had heard about Sarah's remarkable journey and the transformative power of the camp's community. Touched by what they saw, they pledged to provide additional support, both in terms of resources and advocacy. The world needed to know that even in the midst of conflict and despair, there were places where the human spirit persevered and thrived. With the organization's support, the camp expanded its programs. They built more permanent structures, including a proper school where Ahmed could continue his education. They provided vocational training to adults, equipping them with skills that would be valuable once they could return to their homeland in peace. Sarah's dream was becoming a reality, piece by piece. The camp had transformed from a place of refuge to a thriving community of resilience, creativity, and unwavering hope. It had become a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit to overcome even the darkest of circumstances. And then, one day, news came that the conflict in their homeland was showing signs of abating. Peace talks were underway, and there was a glimmer of hope on the horizon. The people of the camp watched with bated breath, torn between the familiarity of the camp and the longing for their homeland. Sarah, always the leader and the dreamer, gathered everyone for a meeting under the shade of a large ancient tree that had become a symbol of their resilience. With tears in her eyes, she spoke of their incredible journey, from the depths of despair to the heights of hope. She reminded them of the dreams they had held on to, the dreams that had sustained them through the darkest of nights. As the peace talks continued, the camp began to prepare for the possibility of returning home. They organized workshops on conflict resolution and reconciliation, understanding that the scars of war would not heal overnight. The children who had grown up in the camp, including Ahmed, were given a chance to participate in shaping the future of their homeland, envisioning a society free from the cycle of violence. The day of their return finally arrived, and as they crossed the border into their homeland, emotions ran high. They saw the devastation that war had wrought, but they also saw the potential for rebuilding. The world had not forgotten them, and aid organizations were ready to assist in the reconstruction efforts. Sarah and her companions set to work, not just rebuilding homes and infrastructure, but also mending the social fabric of their society. They drew upon the lessons they had learned in the refugee camp, the importance of community, resilience, and the power of hope. Years passed, and their homeland slowly transformed. It was not without challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but they persevered. Ahmed, now a young man, played a crucial role in promoting education and understanding among the younger generation. His storytelling skills became a beacon of light, a reminder of the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Sarah's dream had not only been realized, it had flourished. the war-torn land had become a place of healing and rebuilding, a testament to the indomitable nature of the human spirit. The lessons learned in the refugee camp had become the foundation upon which a more peaceful and hopeful society was constructed. And so, Sarah's journey, which had begun in the heart of darkness, came full circle. She had emerged from the depths of despair to become a beacon of hope for her people. Her story, filled with pain, resilience, and unwavering determination, was a reminder that even in the bleakest of circumstances, the human spirit could shine brilliantly, casting out the shadows of despair and lighting the way toward a better future. In the end, it was not just Sarah's dream that had been reborn. It was an entire community's spirit, stronger and more resilient than ever before. Theirs was a story of triumph over tragedy, a testament to the enduring power of hope, and a reminder that even in the darkest of storms, the human spirit could find its way to the light. Moral: even in the heart of darkness, the flicker of hope, the strength of resilience, and the unwavering determination to pursue our dreams can light a path to a brighter tomorrow.